You know, Chad, we're in a very nice location. I see Hot Rides behind us. You know, this is what we do. You know what I'm saying?
It is, and we've got a fantastic show lined up. I kick things off with a Mazda RX-7, 13B rotary, 0.5 bar boost, and it makes about 600 horsepower, absolute handful.
This is what heaven feels like!
Wow, so it's good to see other brands besides the German brands we give you every single week. Today, I have a classic El Camino before our time, but it's still cool. That's all coming up in the show.
Great, and then we pick up with our competition winner as well. Things are really starting to get started there.
Okay, this is a genuine Momo gear knob. If you just feel the weight of it compared to some of the stuff that's available, you can see why we buy proper quality products like this. I think this is really going to finish off nicely with a chrome trimming piece. It's going to get the new gear boot and then we can start putting it on.
How about this? You show me this RX-7 and how cool it was.
Done, let's hit the track.
Now, it's no secret that I am a massive, massive fan of 90s Japanese sports cars. And one of those, it's not a unicorn, but one of those halo cars is definitely the Series 6 Mazda RX-7. And we've got a prime example of one here. It is a 92 model Mazda RX-7 FD Series 6. And it's been updated and run through with a fine-tooth comb. It is a beautiful, beautiful street car with a bucket load of motor mods, interior trimmings and exterior bits and bobs, and a gleaming red paintwork, which is pretty much the only color that you can have one of these cars in.
The body was fully restored to showroom condition, with not a cent being spared in the preparation and painting of this fine machine. It wears a Series 8 body kit, which makes it look a lot newer than the 1992 manufacture date would suggest. Rimmage is in the form of a set of staggered fit Rays Engineering Falk GTCs in a 19-inch size. It's a late 90s design that is perfectly suited to the car and scarce as hen's teeth. The side skirts are from Ganador and are unpainted carbon fiber. Pricey and scarce, and the only way to get hold of them is to order from overseas. The back end is characterized by the blacked out Series 8 tail lights and rear wing. It may seem overboard by today's standards, but suits the FD perfectly. The crowning glory is the burnt titanium tip on the massive trussed rear canister on the exhaust. The interior is kitted out with just as much eye candy as the exterior. It's littered with gauges and controllers for the management. There's an Innovate air-fuel ratio gauge in the binnacle on the steering column, and a bank of Defi gauges display readouts for boost, fuel pressure and oil temperature, while an Apexi boost control system and FC Commander sit in the center console within easy reach. The handbrake lever and gear knob are Italian Momo items, finished in black leather and aluminium.
It's the way that I would spec one. It's HKS all over the place. We got Defi and Momo in here. There's Ori and Mimia pieces on the outside with Ganador mirrors. Underneath the hood, there's a 13B motor, but not just a stock standard 13B motor. This one has been bridge ported, it's been dowelled, it's been fully balanced. There are new rotors in it. And then there's the turbo. A whopping big HKS TO4Z turbo. It sounds beautiful. The spec list on this car, inside, outside, and with this motor, reads like a Christmas list from a Japanese sports car enthusiast's best dream. Straight away, driving impressions. This car is lightweight. It feels like it's a little Caterham Super 7. It feels like a Matchbox in terms of weight. Then there's the balance. This car is so beautifully balanced, and it's been set up on the suspension to be a perfect 50-50 balance. The turning is prime. You can point this car in a direction and you're going to hit that direction, as long as you don't get crazy with the throttle. In very rotary fashion, there's nothing down low. There's no torque down low. You're not going to tow a Fender trailer with this thing. But when it comes onto song, you better be wide awake. Then there's the revs. Rotaries are known to rev. Yeah, listen to this. What a fantastic pull. It comes in so strong and brutal that Johan can't even keep the camera on me.
Caution has to be exercised though. There's no traction control on this lightweight rotary rocket.
The pedals are beautifully spaced. The steering wheel is perfect. I've got this cosseting dash around me. Combine that with a beautiful Tyne monoflex suspension and the 19-inch Falk GTC wheels. And this car's got a little bit of grip to play with as well. Gets a little twitchy when you get lively with it, but that's that big turbo ramming in the air, giving this thing a serious whack of power. We don't want torque figures on this. We want kilowatt figures.
Unfortunately, due to the recently rebuilt nature of the engine, no power figures are available, but estimates hover around the 400 kilowatt mark on just under a bar of boost.
Oh, this is what heaven feels like!
Manufacturers just don't build them like this anymore. Uncomplicated mechanical creations that engage the driver and are devoid of electronic wizardry. Pure driver's machines. It's also not every day that you will find an owner of such a car that has managed to get such a seamless combination of power and aesthetics in a classic package like this, without being overdone.
All right, now the one little concern that I do have is the brakes. The brakes could do with a little more feel and poke and prod. That could just be the speeds that we're attaining here. Then there's the other part of it. This thing drinks juice like the space shuttle. I've used about a quarter tank in about 5-6 laps here. But my word, what a way to waste money!
Gotta love Japanese engineering, hey? Now, if you have a cool car that you've styled, kitted out, modified, let us see it. Send us an email, tunedinsa@ignitiontv.co.za. You never really know, maybe it could be on the show. Coming up after the break though, we check in with Big Boss Auto as to what is going on with that car that we've been kitting out. And later on in the show, I'm going to be showing you the coolest bakkie in the country.
Big Boss are pulling out all the stops on Brandon's VW Jetta. As the parts are starting to come in, we're getting a slightly better idea of what it's going to look like.
This week we're starting on the interior. We're going to put all the inside back together. You guys have seen in the first issues where we've stripped everything out so that we can do a carbon coating. We had to get rid of that wood finish that was in here. So the carbon fibre parts are all back. Those we're going to start putting back together. Also, we import a lot of products from a company called Momo, which I think is well known to anybody in the tuning industry. And we're going to fit a nice set of Momo pedals and a nice Momo gear knob, which will just give a nice finish to that when it's done. We don't want to overdo the interior. The car must look clean, neat, and just nicely finished. But it's all the little bits and pieces that will finish off. Now you guys will remember that we had a wood finish on here. This has gone through a hydropress process where we put a carbon fibre coating and then we put a clear lacquer over that. So it gives it a nice shine, a nice finish. Okay, it will definitely finish off this interior nicely. Each car, as you go along and as you strip, you find little tricks and little bits to get them stripped and to get the stuff back together. You've got to be very careful with the clips and those type of things when you strip it. There's a lot of these plastic components, if you pull on them in the wrong way, you can break them, and then when the car's all together and it's got pieces hanging loose, it looks very untidy. A lot of these we'll put a new piece of tape or a new sealer back onto it when we put it back together, and then we can clip the things back into place. Most of them, if you've taken them apart properly, you won't have any problem when you're putting it back together because all your clips are all there and nothing is broken.
And I've put these pieces, the dashboard pieces, and then now I finished the radio pieces. Now what I'm going to do is to put the center console together, okay, because there's carbon coming here, and then there's a gear knob here, which is going to do it later. But now at the moment I'm going to do the center console.
Part of the interior that we're doing, we're going to fit a set of the Momo pedals. We're agents for Momo products, which we import directly from Italy. These are the original products, okay, which you'll see are made out of aluminium, okay. We're going to drill that straight through the original pedals. The reason we do that is we don't want something that's ever going to come loose or get hooked under somebody's feet. So we take the original little rubbers that come off of the pedal, that comes out, okay, and then we'll mark it and line the pedal up to there. Okay, we're going to make a mark and then we can drill through there and fit it onto that. Okay, that will give us a nice finish when it's done, a nice set of alley pedals fitted onto it. Gear knob definitely needs to go. It's got wood on it. You can see the gear boot is all tatty as well, so we definitely got to get rid of that. We're going to keep the chrome ring around the edge though, because the gear knob that we've selected has also got a chrome piece on it, which will go with the rest of the inside. It's got a couple of little chrome trimmings on the inside. Okay, so that we're going to use again. We're going to put a new gear boot. We've got the Momo gear boots that we'll take and put onto there. That old one can get chucked. We import the Momo products from Italy, like I've said. Okay, this is a genuine Momo gear knob. If you just feel the weight of it compared to some of the stuff that's available, you can see why we buy proper quality products like this. Momo's got a long reputation in the tuning industry overseas for making innovative products, new products, stuff that looks nice and looks cool. I think this is really going to finish off nicely with a chrome trimming piece. Let's go and get the new gear boots and then we can start putting it on. That's the finish of the interior, that's everything done inside. Next week we're going on to the suspension. We're going to get down and do some more mechanical work on it and start getting the mechanical side finished.
Now don't forget to tweet us and Facebook us your feedback. Use the hashtag TunedInSA on Twitter. Now after the break, I'm going to be showing you a super magical El Camino.
The car that Dion's found for us this week is an amazing show vehicle. Built by a father and son team with a fantastic eye for detail, they didn't skimp on a single component.
A Chevrolet El Camino. This project took 11 months to make between a father and son, defining a true labor of love project. The difference is it's been restored to fit with the modern times. It could have been born in 1975, but it's made relevant in the year 2015. The original color of the El Camino was lime green, and it had to have a 3-stage paint job to make it candy apple red. The El Camino does have a customized rear step and side step, and as you can see, this as well has been chrome restored just to give it that finish that matches the theme of the candy apple red. All the metal trim on the 70s El Camino was meticulously restored and re-chromed. Additional chrome trim was added over the wheel arches to accentuate the lines. While a few modern touches were added in places, most of the original look and feel has been retained. The type of wood used in the rear bin is a marine blue, and as you can see, it does match the contours of the floor. Also there, something really special to add to the Chevrolet theme, the Chevrolet logo has been laser cut into that wood to give it an awesome finish that is really, really unique. Looking at the interior, it's got custom Van Dyke carpets, yes, the ones you do use in your lounge, so you feel comfortable while riding the vehicle. It's also got a mushroom leather seats. It's also got the matching seat belt and piping on the door panels. An American Grant steering wheel sits in the front of the driver as he rests on those mushroom leather seats. The dashboard received the same beige treatment and the other panels painted to either match or offset the beige color scheme. The instrument cluster airbrushed in silver, and this is complemented by a set of brushed aluminium step sills. And if you look at the cubby, it's got the 3D engraved El Camino with the Chevrolet sign as well. The wheels of this vehicle is a 16-inch American billet wheels, and it has been lowered 30mm in the back and 15mm in the front. As you can see, it's a fully dressed engine, but what's really cool is if you look carefully at the dipstick, it's got a fully customized Chevrolet logo dipstick. While we may feature a lot of newer cars on Tuned in SA, it's the older ones that have blood, sweat and tears poured into them that makes us remember why we all became petrol heads in the first place. We were filming this at Ushaka in Durban, and while we were here, it attracted a lot of attention from people walking past, which goes to show 40 years on, the car can still turn heads and pull a crowd as well. Now Chad, that was an amazing vehicle, but let me tell you something that I didn't mention in the clip, was that that particular guy had built that from his late dad's inspiration. And I don't think he's going to sell that car. That car has more sentimental value than money could ever afford. And it's an amazing car.
It is a fantastic story, a fantastic car as well. And we've got some interesting stuff coming your way next week. Next week, we're behind the wheel of a supercharged Chev Camaro. A good couple of years. This is in fact a 2013 model and has been converted to, yes, right-hand drive, and that makes it legal in South Africa, but it's an expensive conversion.
Wow, talking about a transformation, but let's be honest here, who needs speed when you have style? Now, of course, vinyls and wrapping are a very common trend with car enthusiasts nowadays. But how do you choose a color that is so unique? Well, you get it imported. This wrap installed on this car cost about 13,000 Rand. It's an imported vinyl chrome green. And as you can see, the color is totally awesome on a hot day like this.
We're going to have to wait and see, aren't we?
I guess we have to.
Stay tuned in to Tuned in SA, and we'll see you guys next week.
Take
Cheers.
care.